Hi everybody, welcome to this video on how to draw a trade subsidy. This one is another very tricky diagram to get right, so if you need to draw this, follow my construction of it. We start with price on the y-axis and quantity on the x-axis. We then draw a normal free trade situation with supply domestic and demand domestic. Supply the world like so, as we're used to, with a price of PW there. Domestic production at Q1, domestic consumption at Q2. We now want to show the impact of the subsidy in reducing the level of imports. So imports currently stand at the distance between Q1 and Q2. With the subsidy, what's going to happen? Well, it's going to lower the cost of production for domestic supplies, so it's going to shift that supply curve downwards. But again, you know that if supply domestically is going to shift downwards, more supplies enter, domestic production will increase. You know that. Okay, constructing the diagram is much more difficult though. So the way to do it is, you know domestic production is going to rise, so pick a quantity kind of close to Q1 in that kind of line where you're favouring Q1. And what you need to do is to make sure you can go up and across so that when you connect the dots, you can actually draw a parallel shift. Alright? So watch me do it over here. So you need to look at your diagram and see where you can pick these different spots. So for me, I think it's Q3. So if I take Q3 as my domestic production increase, go up and across, this is going to look pretty good, and then connect the dots, so then you should have a parallel shift. You can see mine is pretty good, so I'll call that SD plus sub. Okay, that's neatly done without a ruler. Alright, but that just requires looking at the diagram. That's why this diagram is difficult to get right. The reason we need to do it like that is because when we go across here, that's the effective price that domestic producers are getting. It's not the change in price in the market. The price in the market stays at PW. If you don't understand why, watch my previous video on a trade subsidy to understand. So the price doesn't change, but effectively, that's the price now that domestic producers are getting. They're getting PW plus this extra subsidy on top. Alright? All we need to show here is the arrow going across where domestic production has increased. Alright? And now, therefore, domestic production is now over at Q3, then there is a squeeze in imports. The one extra thing we need to do is that the supply curve shifts downwards, but for all units. So with a quota, we kind of started our supply curve there. For a subsidy, that supply curve continues going like that. Okay, so you've got to draw it going below the level of Q3 as well. It occurs on all units produced. The last thing we need to do is to show the deadweight loss of efficiency as a result of domestic producers producing those extra units even though they don't have the advantage in producing them. And that deadweight loss is this black triangle here. Okay, so that is the deadweight loss of efficiency, you can call it. Alright? And that is the trade subsidy diagram complete. Tricky, so it requires your practice and you making sure you can construct it in the same way that I did. Let's go through our checklist. Have we labelled our axis? Yes, we have. Have we labelled our curves? Yes, we have, beautifully. Have we labelled our equilibrium? Yes, we have. In which case, we have got an ace diagram. We've aced it. Brilliant. We're happy. Very, very good. Have we shown the impact on domestic production? Yep. We've shown it increasing. Have we shown the impact on domestic consumption? Yes, it remains at Q2 because the price hasn't changed in the market, just the effective price that producers get. Have the imports been shown clearly? Yes. We've shown the imports reducing from Q1, Q2 to now Q3, Q2. Right? And we've even gone the extra mile and we've shown the inefficiency of domestic producers as well. Always draw your diagrams big, especially these tricky trade ones, in pencil, very easy to make mistakes, and with a ruler to present it well. Thanks very much for watching, folks. Practice this one, it's not easy. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.